guys, it is Kayla Waller with Waller Adventures, and this is part 2 of the tour of Beaufort, so let's go. So this is the Carteret County Courthouse. It is here in Beaufort. Back in the day, they used to have a Confederate statue here, and his back was facing toward the north as a, to hell to you to the north. But that is no longer here. These trees that you see around me, this specific one, you see that branch that is lowered right here? I think this one, and there is another tree over here, you can see right here. Those were the hanging trees back in the day. There have been stories told that if you come to Beaufort at night and drive past the courthouse, you can still see the bodies hanging off these trees back in the day. So this is the Masonic Lodge of 1847. I don't really know the history on it, but I do have a personal history on this building. So back in the day when I was in college, I got offered to do lights for a show called Alice in Wonderland. Well, they put it on the second floor of this building, which is really, really cool. The community theater turned that top space into a theater. So when you walk on the other side of Turner Street, you will see the Fuller House of 1831. And you will also see another little cottage over here. I talked about it in the historic site video. So everything to our left, I've already talked about in another video, which is really cool. It's a really cool hangout spot as well. Also, a side note, if you notice, these cool little gate holder thingies. There's one across the street, and I mentioned in the historic site video. But they'll either put like a cannonball at the end, and it holds the gate, it keeps it from swinging. That's really cool. So this is the Josiah Bell House of 1825. I already talked about this house in previous videos, but it is also on Turner Street. So if you keep walking on Turner Street, you'll see the Beaufort Historic Site. They also do tours in this double-decker bus, which is really cool. So if you keep walking past the historic site, you will run into the awesome Crew Bar. We've already done a video with them, so if you're ever in town, want an awesome cup of coffee, come to the Crew Bar. If you want some wine, come to the Crew Bar. Okay, so we are on Front Street. I've talked about this in a previous video, but if you want to check out what Front Street is all about, I will put a link to that video at the top. So right on Front Street is Clawson's restaurant. We did a video with them. It was the first episode we did. So if you want to learn more about Clawson's, I'll put a link to that video at the top. So in the Clawson's restaurant video, Ashton did point this out, but it's not in the video. This door frame and the lettering at the top is the original lettering from back in 1930s. So now we are on Craven Street. So this building is the Carteret Academy. Back in the day, this was an all-girls school. They lived here, learned here, everything. So if you keep walking down Craven, you will see the awesome Backstreet Pub. We did a video for them as well. I'll put a link to that at the top. So this Craven Art Studio that you see right here, this used to be the funeral home for Beaufort. So it is haunted as well. Mainly everything here is haunted. Everything on Ann Street is haunted. You will see that in the October videos of the ghost tour. So this is the famous Langston House of 1764. We talk about this house on the ghost tour that drops in October, but it's also a bed and breakfast. So if you want to learn a little bit more about its history, we'll check out the video in October. But when I drove the carriages for Beaufort, we would always stop at this house because if you can see, they used to put animals in the bushes. There used to be a duck right there, and then there used to be a bear right there. I don't think they've kept them up. But back in the day, they would, put animals in their bushes, which is really cool. But if you also want to check out this as a bed and breakfast option, I will put a link to their website in the description. So this is the Methodist Church of 1854. It is pretty cool. But what is significant about this church is it is connected to the 10th most haunted graveyard in America. It is connected to the old burial grounds. They don't bury anybody in here anymore. But there's another church to the back. We'll get to that in a second. Because we are passing my all-time favorite little girl. Here is the little girl in the rum keg. Her house was mentioned in part 1 of this tour. Her last name was Slew, but she's buried there in the rum keg. I can't remember what church it is, so I will tell you in a second once we walk up closer to it. It is the Harvest Chapel Church. But yeah, those are the original doors as well. So this is the Dockhouse restaurant. They have really good burgers as well. At night it comes into a bar, and they normally have live music playing out here on the boardwalk, and it's really cool, so you should check them out as well. So this whole boardwalk back in the early days, and past on the boardwalk where Finn's and the Front Street Grill is, this whole section right here used to be nothing but fisheries back in the early 1900s. Eastern North Carolina, Beaufort, Moorhead, Atlantic Beach, all of us, we are really known for, seafood and fishing. So I'm going to sit down and take a little bit of a break for a second. But they have a fishing tournament here in Moorhead City that's called Big Rock Tournament. They go out and fish marlin. Men and women do it. This past year, Michael Jordan was actually in it, but people from all around the world come in and fish in this tournament. And it is a big, huge ordeal for us. It brings in a lot of tourism. There's also big money to be won. And all the proceeds go to organizations and help the local community. I've always been asked what do they do with the marlin that they catch, because there are probably over 100 boats that fish in this tournament, and they catch marlin, dolphin, tuna, things like that. Well, the marlin, I can't remember the exact percentage, but they are taken to the marine biology students to get so they can dissect them and learn more about them, because for a while no one knew about these blue marlins. They were in Florida, and then they travel up to North Carolina, but that's where they go. They don't go to waste. So yeah, so I've been asked that a lot. But yes, that's a little bit of history of the Big Rock Tournament. I think this year, I know it's been going on past maybe 60 years. I can't remember what this year is. But yeah, if y'all are ever in Moorhead City in the beginning of June, you should check it out. It's a whole week long. Hey guys, it is Kayla Waller with Waller Adventures, and I hope you like the walking tour of Beaufort, North Carolina. So I'm going to go ahead and say this right now to go ahead and get it out of the way. Being a Eastern North Carolina native and a Carteret County local for many years, I know there is more information on these homes and buildings that I am showing you in this 3-part video, but I am going about this as a tourist that has never been to Beaufort before, doesn't know anything about Beaufort, and I just went to the historic site and got all the information I need on the tours. Like seriously, I went to the Beaufort Historic Site and said, hey, what tours can I do in Beaufort? And they handed me all this information that I'm getting ready to tell you right now. The first way you can do this tour is with this. It is a walkthrough history pamphlet that you can get at the Beaufort Historic Site. So if you take a look inside the pamphlet, you can see all the descriptions of the homes and buildings that are in Beaufort, and each one has a number beside it, so you can pair it up with the map. So you can go to number 5, Oddfellows Lodge, 1831, and you can go to the map and go number 5 and see where it's located and what street. All the streets are named on the map. So this pamphlet is good for this tour because it has a map in it, so that way you can see where all these homes and buildings are located. So the second way of doing this tour is the audio tour that I did. I did it for the Beaufort Historic Site tour, and if you want to see that video, I'll put a link up to it at the top. So when you go to the Beaufort Historic Site, they will give you a QR code to scan so you can get the app, or you can do it this way. So the first thing you want to do is go to your app store and then hit the search, go up to the top bar and type in UNIGUIDE, and it will bring up the Uniguide audio tours and maps. You click on it and it will bring it right up. I already have it downloaded, so you're going to need to download it when you get to it, but so I can just hit open. But it looks like this. It has the orange little logo on the side, and it will say travel. So you open it, and since I'm not in Beaufort right now, it is bringing up everything around me in Florida. So you go to the search and you type in Beaufort, and as soon as you type in Beaufort, it will bring up Beaufort, North Carolina. It'll bring up Historic Beaufort, and it'll bring up the Beaufort Old Burying Grounds. So you want to click on the Beaufort, the Historic Beaufort, and it will take you to this page. So for example, the Slough House.
The Slough House of 1768 was built by an English sea captain who settled at Beaufort. He promised his daughter that one day he would take her back to see her mother country of England.
So the audio tour that you can get on your phone is my favorite way of doing these tours. I also use it for the Old Burying Grounds tour. You'll see that in October for Halloween. The audio tour app will give you a little bit more information than the pamphlet will, so that's why I like it. But it's really great, so you can walk around and listen to it and actually enjoy looking at the building or the house that you're looking at, so you're not sitting here reading. But both ways are really cool. So the third way of taking this tour is getting on the red double-decker bus. You've probably seen it in my crew bar video. I have a little shot of it. It was out giving tours that day. So this tour will give you a more and more in-depth of the buildings and homes in the area. The tour guides dress in period clothing, and it's a great tour to take when you're in Beaufort. So for me, the best way to do this tour is, it's kind of 50-50. If you have young children with you that don't want to walk, or if you have elderly with you that don't want to walk, then take the double-decker bus tour. You'll get the same information. You'll probably get a little more information than you will out of the audio tour and the pamphlet, but it's really great. It's one of my favorite tours there. So like I said in the beginning, I took this as I was a tourist coming into Beaufort, didn't know where anything is. So that's why I combined the audio tour and the pamphlet together, meaning I did the audio tour, but I took the map out of the pamphlet to help me, to guide me to where all the houses and buildings were. So if you want to walk around Beaufort and actually experience it firsthand and want to actually see the sights, then this tour is perfect for you. So to summarize, if you have younger children with you or elderly with you, take the double-decker bus, but sometimes it's a hit or miss because it's a seasonal thing, I think still. It normally runs in the summer. In the winter, they don't really do it. But if you want to walk around Beaufort, and if you're if your party is okay walking around Beaufort and getting some exercise and just taking it all in, then do the walking tour and make sure to get the pamphlet so you can get the map with you. So like I said, I know there is more information on these homes and buildings. I'm just giving you the baseline information that the historic site gives everyone to do the tours and everything. But if you know more about any of the houses or buildings that you want to share, just leave a comment. So I know I've been getting this a lot on my Beaufort videos, but if you don't agree with the information that I'm giving you, that I am getting directly off of the app, the audio tour app that the Beaufort Historic Site gives you to do, then go up to the historic site and let them know, or just send them an email, or hey, give them a call and say, hey, I don't agree with this information, and discuss it with them. I'm just the middleman in this situation, I guess. I'm just trying to give you all the information that the Beaufort Historic Site gives people when they come to visit. Also, like I mentioned in the first part of this video, please, please, please be respectful when you take this walking tour. Stay on the sidewalks, because the sidewalk is public property, but as soon as you get off that sidewalk and go into the yard of whatever building or house that you're in, you're on private property. So please be respectful of the homeowners. There are people still living in these old homes. The people that live in these old homes know that they're on the tours, and they know that people are going to walk by and look and take pictures. But just please be respectful when you do this, when you take pictures. Don't shine flashlights in the windows. Just don't do anything crazy. Just stand on the sidewalk, listen to the tour, read the tour, admire it from afar, and go to the next one. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon to get notified on when we drop more videos like this one. Also check us out on Instagram and Facebook, and while you're on our Facebook page, go check out our shop where we sell the Beast Box from Rogue Magnetics, and we also have the Ann Street Inn cookbook for sale. Also, if you want to check out our big shop where you can get t-shirts, hoodies, drinkware, mugs, anything and everything. You can get masks, you can get some Joe Bob merch, you can get a Joe Bob trucker hat, and you can get some cool stickers. We will put a link in the description below to where you can check that out. We also have Halloween merch out between September 1st through October 31st, 2021. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. See you soon.